Hey, what's going on? I hope you guys have been learning a lot on these videos. But now, this video, I want to talk about. I want to talk about the other part of credit restoration. Now, credit restoration is not always about how many derogatory items we can get off the credit file. Now, however, if we can get everything off the credit file that's negative, that's great. But sometimes restoring credit is about, rebuilding it as well too. Because sometimes if you can't get something off by disputing, maybe you can call the creditor and work something out, especially only if you did it, it's your account. Sometimes you might have to pay to have the account deleted. And if you do that, it's really okay. All right. So don't let nobody tell you different. Oh, I won't be paying this and that and the other, but but everybody's situation is different. Now, one thing about credit restoration, there are two phases. So remember I said before, you have the rebuilding phase, or you got the restoration phase, and then you got the rebuilding phase. All right. So in the rebuilding phase. So now let's talk more about that. So you can rebuild your credit, and there's multiple ways that you can rebuild it. One thing about it, you can rebuild your credit file by applying for a secured credit card, or one of the steps that's more common is and more attractive and is the authorized user. So what are authorized users? So basically, if you have a friend, a family member that has a credit card, they can add you on as authorized user, meaning that you won't be responsible for the account. So when their positive history hits their credit file, it hits yours as well too. So you'll be piggybacking off of the primary card holder. Now, there are pros and cons. Now, the good thing about it is that every time they make their payment on time, they keep their utilization low. That's going to report on their credit file, and it's going to report on your credit file as well. All right. But when they start making late payments and the account get charged off, it's going to show up on your file as well too. And you can possibly lose between 50 to 150 points, right? So, there is a risk that you're taking. So if you want to be added on as authorized user, making sure that you been added on by somebody that has a credit card that's more responsible. They're responsible in making payments on time. They're responsible in keeping their utilization down, because remember, what affects them would affect you as well. Okay. Second thing you can do is a secured credit card. Me personally, I think that the best secured cards are issued at your credit union or whichever bank that you have a relationship with. So you always try those first. A secured card basically means that you'll be paying money, maybe like $300, $500 down, right? And so you'll be utilizing that card. Then after a year, if you made 12 on-time payments, what happens is that bank will either turn that card into an unsecured card and they give you money back, or they issue another card. So you have an unsecured card and then you have a regular secured card. Okay. Also, that's one way that you can be credit up, or you can do like credit builders. Now, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the list of credit builders, and there's tons of them out there. All right. So these are the list of credit builders that you can actually utilize. And what happens is, I know a lot of people like to try to authorize user medley, and that's okay. But the user authorized user line works better if you already have your own accounts established. All right, so you want to go ahead and establish your account first. So what happens is, let's say you cleaned your credit file, you had nothing derogatory left, right? If you're in that situation, great, good job. But however, remember what I said before, 35% of your credit score is your payment history. Now, if you think about it, you go to the bank and the lender actually pull your credit file, and now you got a good credit score, but they see that, well, reason why you got a good credit score because you actually rely on the authorized user. There's nothing on your credit file that states that you can make your payments on time. So how can that bank or loan financial institution trust that you're going to be able to make your payments on time, right? So that's why I say authorized user lines work better if you have your own primary trade lines on your credit file. Now, one thing about primary trade lines on your credit file, it does take time to build up, and that's okay, because the longer you pay on that account, the stronger your credit file is going to be, and the more that you will have the lenders or the financial institution trust you in lending you money. Okay, so these accounts are credit builders. My favorite, I like Stellify, Kickoff, the Extra Card. There's a new credit builder now that's been hot called Credit AI. Basically, it's a fintech company, and what it does is attach to your bank account, and it helps out on the personal. Okay, so I will be dropping these links, so where you just click on the link and go ahead and sign up. Okay, I like the debit card. That's good for business. And these are credit builders. They help you build up your personal, and these will help you build up your business. I see a lot of clients, a lot of people use Self-Lender. I like Self. Basically, what it does is you choose the plan that you want, and you pay them to you pay them to the plan. Then once you have paid that plan, they're off in full. Most of the majority of that money gets dispersed back into your account. Now, of course, Self going to take out their fees, and in return of it, they're going to report it to all the 3 credit bureaus. So it's kind of like you're paying yourself. Okay. There are some credit monitorings that offer credit builder tools, such as I know My Score IQ. They offer that. Basically, what happens is you can actually put in your utilities or your streaming apps subscription, and so when it reports, when you make a bill each month, who make that payment, it reports to the credit bureaus. So I know a lot of people have utilized those. I think Experian has one called Experian Boost. Also, you can actually add your rent history. So if you've been paying your rent on time, you can also add that on your credit file as well. So this is one of the apps that you can utilize to add your rental payment history. Okay. So sometimes some rental payment companies they're backdated, so I'm gonna start off fresh. So basically what happens is you'll submit a copy of your rent receipts, or with Boom Pay, what you have to do is submit your login credential, I think, to your portal, show that you've been paying your rent on time, and then what that does is they'll go ahead and report it. Now, I know for a fact, I know Boom Pay is the only rent reporting tool that I've seen that report to all 3 bureaus. Most like Rental Karma, Rental History, and Rental something else. They normally report to like TransUnion, some report to Experian, but with Boom Pay, they report to all 3 bureaus. So I like those as well. And like I said, those are the credit builder tools. Now, it is a subscription. I also refer a lot of people to use Kickoff too. But like I was saying before, it is a subscription. Some subscription, $20, some, $10. And you have to look at it, you're investing in yourself. So it's a fresh start. So of course it's going to cost money, but at the end of the day, you set yourself up where you can be able to have a good credit, where you can be able to acquire your funding, for your family, for yourself. It doesn't matter for personal, for business. You might want a house, you might want that car that you always, that dream car. So, but all of those, you can get those, but it takes time. All right. So don't let nobody trick you that, restoring credit is a quick process, right? Sometimes it takes years. Restore credit, get it where you want it to be. Okay. Now I know everybody always shoot for that 800 credit score, and that's great. But if you haven't quite reached the 800 category, but you roughly in the 700, that's okay, because 700 is still in the excellent category with the 800s. Okay. But I'm going to give you guys the links to these credit builders. So I'm going to have those ready for you. You just click on and just sign up. And now one of the questions that I do get, can I build up my credit while getting restored? Absolutely. Right. So you don't necessarily have to wait till your credit is fully restored, because guess what? You don't know when it's going to be done. So you don't know when, all the lines going to start falling out and derogatory accounts going to start falling out. So yes, go ahead and build it up right away. That way, once those derogatory accounts start falling off, you'll have positive primary trade lines that will replace those, and they'll put you in a better situation. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much, I call it life after credit repair. But it doesn't necessarily have to be life after credit repair. But yeah, so you always want to make sure that you build it. Okay. Like I said, it takes time to restore it. It takes time to rebuild it. So I think those are some good tools. I know a lot of people, like I said before, they like to try the authorized user. That's the fast approach. And yes, it will build up your credit score. It'll shoot it up within the next 7-10 days. So I've seen faster than that. But keep in mind that the lenders, they look at the credit score, but they don't always base it off the credit score. So your credit report has to make sense as well too. Now, of course, the higher the credit score, the lower the interest rate. But sometimes the banks don't always want you to have a high credit score because they can't make money off you. So, but you got to give them something, because they got to believe that you're going to make your payments. So if you have nothing showing that you're able to make your payments on time, you're going to possibly get a denial. Or if you get approved, the interest rate is going to be high, because now they already feel like that they taking a risk. All right. So, like I said, again, you can pause the video, or you can stop and replay it, take good notes. Don't worry about the links, because I'm going to post the links for you, so you're going to know which credit builder that I highly recommend. And let's, start the year off or finish the year off with good credit. And you want to be focused. And I normally preach about mindset, but I know that I haven't preached it on these videos. But you got to change your mindset. Because if you don't change your mindset, once your credit has been restored, then you're going to go back out there and make the same mistake that you made before. Then you'll find yourself in the same situation that you was in before. Okay. So restoring credit it's not about getting stuff that you want so you could go ahead and splurge and show out and try to stun on people, right? So it's pretty much positioning you where you can be comfortable in life. All right. So again, if you got valuable information out of this video, let me know. Okay. But other than that, listen, go back, look at it, jot down some notes. If you got some questions, shoot them to me. All right. So, and I'll see you on the next segment. Peace.